All right, today we're gonna do our value drawings, but we're gonna use a variety of mark making techniques. You can see here I'm starting with Vine charcoal again and sort of doing my measuring and figuring out the placement of the objects using straight lines. I think a bag or something like that would be great for this assignment because it creates a lot of different sort of textures within itself that are interesting to depict with drawing marks. So for our organizational line drawing, we didn't really get into value. We just sort of divided things into dark and light. And in this drawing, we're gonna push it a little bit further. So I focused on the bag, and we'll see that in a minute here. But it's important to kind of, when you're drawing, decide which way you want the pencil or the paper to go. So this is a vertical composition, so my paper is vertical. And here I'm just blocking in the shadows. I'm trying to decide which one is the light side and which one is the dark side. So for that box, sort of, it's kind of hard to tell. So if you squint, you can see the left side of that is darker than the right side. And the same with the bag. So I'm kind of just getting that information on there. So the vantage point we have watching the video of the objects is different than me sitting in the chair because I'm towards the left, a little bit closer, and a little bit lower. So just keep that in mind. So here I'm using a paper towel to sort of smudge those marks away, kind of make it more homogeneous right there. And now I'm starting to get a little bit more into the line. So I'm using my soft charcoal. And I'm just starting to notice the indentations on the paper bag and sort of where the value changes and where the value shifts. I didn't finish normally in a still life we would bounce back and forth and we would do the thing as a whole, but for the purpose of this assignment, I kind of just wanted to show you what kind of like how I go about drawing the bag. I thought that was more important. So here you can see I'm just kind of scaling that front of the bag and making marks based off of where I think it's darker, where I think it's lighter, and making adjustments on this cajon. So what I'll do with this is I'll cross hatch a little bit and maybe smudge it out and then cross hatch over it again. Go a different way, and you can see me with a paper towel right there. I just think like those layers contribute to the complexity of the value, and the different kind of like mark making can really tell you about the surface of an object. So here I have this pen that's like an eraser. It's not required for the class, but I think it's super helpful. And I think in this class we should just think of an eraser just as like a drawing tool also. It's not necessarily just for getting rid of things. You can lighten areas by going over them softly. And you can see I'm I'm not just arbitrarily like erasing an area. I'm cross-hatching with it, and I'm twisting my wrist to find different sort of like places and ways to make lines, to talk about the form of this bag. So I'm going back and forth between the charcoal and the eraser, darkening, lightening, and just trying to get the value to feel correct, just using a bunch of different mark making techniques.